The mark I would love to make, or what I'd be remembered for, is quite simple, and that's just to be a down-to-earth kind of guy that everyone remembers for being funny, helpful, loyal, someone who was there to lend us helping hand, or a shoulder to cry on, or an ear to listen to. That is the mark I wish to bear on the world, because there's nothing like making someone feel happy. There's nothing like seeing the face that you just put a smile on. It makes you feel good inside. And there's not enough of that in the world, because with all this hate, viral marketing, war, and every other breakdown in social services, just that little bit of love or that little bit more respect will go a long way. Not one person can do everything. Everyone can do something. So as I always say, or from I heard, my revolution is born out of love for my people, not hatred for others. So if your revolution can be born out of love for your people, where it's all people, not just race, not just gender or religion, us as a humanity, then that'll be much better than trying to do something for our hatred, because hatred begets more hatred, and that's not what we want, and that's not why we're here on YouTube, to be honest with you. So that's the mark I wish to bear on the world. So take it easy, people.
How would I like to be remembered? Well, I would like to be known as the girl who knew how to have fun, but yet she knew how to keep her life together. Like, people will be like, wow, this girl knows what she's heading for. She's heading for something big. And when I hit that, I want to prove to everybody that you can still party, have fun in a responsible way, and still maintain an awesome life. Like, I am aiming so high. Like, I'm gonna be rich someday. Like, yeah, dude, I know how to party, I know how to have fun, but I also know how to be responsible, how to respect my parents, how to do well in school. Like, I maintain an average of 3.2 GPA. I know what my goals are. I have goals. I aim high. I do my best. And yeah, I may look young, and yeah, I am young. But I would definitely say I'm smarter than the average 16-year-old. Seriously, I've been through a lot of life experiences that make me wiser than I probably should be. So when I say, oh yeah, I can party and my life's still gonna go good, I'm not saying this because I'm just a stupid teenager who thinks that I'm gonna get everything I want out in life. I'm saying it because I am gonna do this. I'm gonna be known for that.
I think when it comes down to everything, I'd like to be known as a funny guy, a guy that's easy to talk to. If I'm already known by that, that's great. You know, I don't want to be famous. There's no real need to be famous. I think the reason why a lot of people want to be famous is because they have a lot of insecurities. I don't have many insecurities. I'm very comfortable with what I do, very comfortable with what I say about things. I speak an open mind, and I'd like to be known for that. So I'd like to be known as a easy person, very laid back person, no one too uptight. I'd like to be organized, but I'd like for everyone to like me. I find it very hard to focus on things and talk to people knowing that they don't like me. Very few people don't like me. I'm not trying to be cocky, or I'm not trying to show off, or trying to be saying that I'm popular, but very few people do not like me, and I think that's because I'm a very easygoing person, and I think that's because my character and my qualities outshine a lot of the immaturity that is around my age, 16, 17 years old. So when it comes down to it, I'd love to be a nice, genuine person that's a lot of people liked. So I just want to thank you for my time. Thank everyone on YouTube for my time, and I love you guys, and I'd like to be known as that kind of person. Thank you.
How do I want to go down in history? Well, I've expressed in a few of my videos, or maybe just one or two, a certain interest in languages. And what I really want to do is I want to teach languages, specifically to middle schoolers or grade schoolers, because there I feel that their interest is, it's young and it's got, it hasn't really hatched yet. They're still wanting to try new things, and that's what I want to do. I mean, even though like teaching middle school or grade school isn't that great of an accomplishment, and I probably won't really get much recognition for it, just knowing that my knowledge might help a kid foster some kind of career in languages or language-related fields of study, that would be great. I would be proud to have a student who would go on to pursue something like that. That's how I want to be remembered.
I want to leave my mark on the world by creating something that makes people think and question something which they hadn't done before. Like a movie or a song or anything like that, as long as it think and maybe change something, their perceptions, or change something in their lives. Really just to be remembered for a long time as changing something.
What I want to be remembered for. I want to be remembered in the same way that I remember my father as my hero, and I want my children to look up to me in the same way that I look up to him, and not just to look up to me, but to look up to me for the right reasons, and the reasons that I look up to my father: his honor, his duty, his respect for humanity, and his love of his country.
What I want to be remembered for is for the way that I lived my life. I'm a big believer in living day to day, as living life to its fullest. I don't think people should ever regret anything in their lives either. And I want to be remembered for the person who strongly believed that and who passed it on to others. If I could just do one thing in my life, if I could just pass the way that I see life, the way that I see the world to someone, anyone, and if it helped them or if it, changed the way they saw life for the better, and I was able to help somebody else live their life to its fullest, then that right there means more to me than anything. I want to be remembered as the girl who wasn't afraid to try anything, who wasn't afraid of getting hurt, of making mistakes. I want to be the girl who wakes up when she's old and gray and looks back at her life and says, I really lived my life. It wasn't boring. When I die and my life flashes before my eyes, I'm going to make sure it's worth watching.
If I could only be remembered for one thing, I would like to be remembered as somebody who did a lot to help the environment. Because in doing environmental work, people might not even know that you're helping them, but the more I do to help the environment, the more I help every single person on Earth in my own small way. Now, even if just one person knew what I was doing, then it would make me happy, and I would like to be remembered by that one person, very much so. But even if people don't know who I am at all, I still would have helped them, even if they don't even know who I am.
I want to be remembered as the guy that tried to help everybody out. I want to be remembered as a guy who isn't biased or isn't prejudiced, isn't racist. I want to be remembered as the guy that's fair. I want people to say, do you remember King Polaris? Do you remember that guy who always stood up for what he believed in? Who always tried to help anybody out that he could? Who wasn't afraid of a challenge and who wanted to make a difference, and who tried to make a difference, and who did make a difference in somebody's life and in the world that we live in today.
Leaving my mark on the world. Let's see. If I could continue doing what I'm doing, which is in the school district, working with kids, volunteering with kids, and helping out, that's it. That's awesome. That's what I want to do. If I could get a better paying job doing it, that would be even more awesome. If I could get one kid to remember me, say when I die, if I could get one kid and one kid came to my funeral and said, I'm better for having known him, that would be it. Even just one. If a dozen, 2 dozen. I know I've got several that already remember me from several years ago, and it's quite a long time, but they actually did remember me, and that was enough. Hey, if they continue to remember me, my motto to them is stay out of trouble. How much trouble are you getting into? Are you not getting in any trouble? And pretty much several of them are staying out of trouble, and there's a few that do that I didn't expect, but hey, can't do everything. Well, but just want to let you know you've got great videos, and thanks for this collaboration, and I hope it works out good. And my hat's off to you. Ooh, look at that hair. Sorry about that. Later.